Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are, it is right now, you are right here. My name is Manuel, and it's my pleasure to welcome you. Today is day 47 of the show, and I have to congratulate you for making the best decision of the day to spend some time with me. Let's get started. The other day, Chuck Norris passed away suddenly at the age of 86. And for a lot of people, myself included, that came as quite a shock. Because let's be honest, this is a man who was in our collective imaginations for decades. This was a man who, for those decades, had been turned into something almost mythological, a force of nature, an unstoppable presence, even. I mean, how many Chuck Norris jokes have we all heard over the years? Hundreds? Thousands? The man became a global meme before memes were even a thing. And the best part, he leaned into it. He had a real sense of humor about himself. He embraced it. So when someone like that, someone who in a weird way feels invincible, is suddenly gone, it hits differently. I mean, one of the first jokes I saw after his passing, and this was a joke told with affection and respect, was someone saying, I didn't even know that Chuck Norris could die. And what made it even more surreal was that not even 2 weeks ago, he posted a video where he was sparring with his trainer to celebrate his 86th birthday. Moving, kicking, still sharp. You look at that and you think, this guy's not going anywhere. And then he is. Now, for me, there's something a little more personal here. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my own life. I like to give you a peek behind the curtains every now and then. Some of you who actually know me in real life know that I spent quite a few years studying martial arts under a grandmaster who himself had studied directly under some of Bruce Lee's most famous students. So anything connected to Bruce Lee, that's a big deal to me. And Chuck Norris is very much a part of that orbit. A lot of people think of Chuck Norris and they go straight to the 80s action films, which, hey, good stuff. Or Walker, Texas Ranger, again, good stuff. And that's fair. But for me, I always go back to the Bruce Lee movie, Way of the Dragon. That final fight in the Coliseum. Bruce Lee versus Chuck Norris. And understand something. That wasn't just a casting decision. You see, Bruce chose him. Specifically chose him. That tells you everything about the level of respect Bruce had for Chuck as a martial artist. And when you watch that fight, you see it. You see a young Chuck Norris giving Bruce Lee everything he can handle. That's how I always picture him. But beyond the movies, beyond the memes, beyond the legend, Chuck Norris was also a man who did real good in this world. Through things like Kickstart Kids, he helped guide young people, especially at-risk kids, through martial arts, discipline, and structure. Tens of thousands of lives impacted. We're talking about something that resonates through generations. And I gotta add, every time you saw him, he carried himself the same way, a smile, good energy, and if you'll let me use the term, good vibes. All of that matters. And I gotta tell you, I wish I could leave it right there. I really do. Because that's what moments like this should be about. Remembering someone's life, their contributions, what they gave to the world. But once again, the modern political landscape intrudes. More specifically, Trump derangement syndrome ends up rearing its ugly head. Because almost immediately, and I do mean immediately, you start seeing reactions online that were less than kind. And my goodness, I'll admit, it makes me sad. You saw hatred. You saw contempt. All because Chuck Norris was known to lean conservative. Because he expressed love of country in a way that aligned with the political right, with conservatism. And here's what gets me. This wasn't a man who spent his life screaming politics at people. He wasn't out there every day trying to inflame passions over politics. But to certain people, that doesn't matter. Because in today's climate, if you're on the supposed wrong side, that's enough. And I see the same pattern over and over again. The same people who talk endlessly about kindness, about decency, about tolerance, those same people turn around and show absolutely none of it the moment someone they disagree with passes away. And I just think to myself, how many of these same people hating Chuck Norris today, how many of them grew up watching his movies? How many of them had moments of joy because of him? And at the very least, they couldn't show a little grace, just a day or two perhaps, to let the man rest before launching their attacks. And I'll say something else. I genuinely believe that if Chuck Norris had passed away before 2015, before Donald Trump descended those golden escalators, before all this, I believe nobody would be saying these terrible things they're saying today. That's how much the climate has changed. That's how much division has taken hold. And yet, we're constantly told that it's the right side dividing the country. But I don't see a lot of effort coming from the left to unify anything. I just don't. So I'll leave you with this. And yeah, it might sound a little cliche, but I think it matters. Live your life in such a way that the people who truly see you remember you fondly. That you leave something behind, something real, something that continues to have an impact even after you're gone. But also understand this. If you shine bright enough, if you really make a mark, there will always be people who can't stand it. People who live in darkness don't like the light. And when you're gone, they won't be able to help themselves. They'll still talk. They'll still try to tear you down. But in a strange way, that is part of the proof that you mattered. Rest in peace, Chuck. Say hello to Bruce Lee for me. And thank you so much for the memories. All right. That's enough for today. We'll continue next time. And as always, be useful.